Hey everyone, Scott here from SeriousCigars.com. Today I have a very special guest, Rob Gagner from Boveda, who's going to talk to you about his products and how to properly season a humidor. Rob, thank you for being here.
Thanks, Scott. I appreciate the offer here.
All right, so before we get into it, because we're going to talk about seasoning your humidor and your products, first I want to ask, what is Boveda? What do you do?
Sure. Boveda is a patented two-way humidity control product. It allows both our customers for OEM and our end users to use a product inside their humidor without any maintenance and without ever having to worry about the RH fluctuating.
Easy.
Yeah.
I like easy.
Yeah, very easy. Throw it in there, let it do its job, and then your cigars will be perfect.
So how long have you been working for the company?
I'm working on my third year now, and I love my job, so it's been a blessing.
Cool. Well, we're happy to have you, like I said. So as we get into it, before we talk about seasoning your humidor, what I would like to know, is there a right or a wrong way of doing things?
Yes, there is a right and wrong way of doing things. And I'm obviously going to be biased, but even if I wasn't working for Boveda, the science proves itself. So in the traditional wipe down method, you're only giving the wood a shock and only distributing about 2 to 5 grams of moisture. The real kicker here is that most wood humidors will absorb anywhere from 70 to 120 grams. If you do the math, you're less than 1% on the wipe down method. If you want to do anything at 1%, be my guest, but it's not me.
Right.
I like to do things at 100%.
Sure, absolutely.
So using the Boveda 84s for that seasoning process allows us to get the proper amount of moisture, that 70 to 120 grams of moisture, into the cellular structure of the wood. The wood has multiple different levels of cellular structure, and we're able to penetrate all those levels so that it maintains a relative humidity level right around where you're storing your cigars at, about 70%.
Wow, that's excellent.
Yeah, 14 days, you get it done. It's a piece of cake.
Easy, all right. Well, we have a seasoning pack here, so do you want to show us how you use this?
So basically, you open it out of the cellophane. The Boveda pack is ready and active. You basically open up your humidor.
So there's no prepping that pack at all?
Toss them in. Now, you're not just tossing one in. You're going to use 1 per 25 total capacity.
Okay.
So if you got a 50 count humidor, you need 2. Got a 100 count humidor, you need 4. And you're doing this, and so forth.
And you're doing this all before cigars are in the humidor, correct?
Exactly. Totally empty. And if you have a bigger container, I always say use 4 to 5 per cubic foot. So if you have a bigger size humidor, go ahead and use that ratio there. 4 to 5 per cubic foot.
Okay.
Then you just simply close the lid and you wait 14 days.
That's it.
During that 14-day period, that's where the moisture is actually going to be pushed into the wood. A lot of people think after that, do I need to worry? Do I need to measure this with a hygrometer? Absolutely not. We've done all the science on the back end. We picked 84 for a very specific reason. It does it safely and slowly, but it also does it efficiently. So 2 weeks max.
So 14 days. So after the 14 days, say you had a hygrometer in there, would it read the 84? Is that what the humidity would be?
We're probably never going to reach 84 because 84 is complete and total saturation. And what we're doing is we're pushing moisture into the wood. A hygrometer can only pick up what's in the air. So that's the leftover. So what we're really looking for is to kind of be right around that 70%. And again, you don't need to use a hygrometer. So again, just follow the instructions.
Easy.
The number of packs per 25 total capacity, 14 days, done.
I wish there was more things in life this easy.
I know. It doesn't get any harder. Don't overthink it, folks.
So during the 14 days, just shut it. Don't open it. You want to keep that humidity going in to absorb that moisture for your humidor, correct?
Yep. Then when you're done, take them out, throw them away. A lot of people think you can reuse them. You can't. So we've specifically engineered it to do the 14-day period, and then the bell curve drops off, and they can't be used again. So even though they're going to feel squishy, unlike the regular packs, that'll get rock hard when you're done, these ones will actually have depleted. Again, each pack has about 30 grams of moisture to give off. If we do the math, you're pretty much almost half that now. Okay, cool. And it just doesn't work anymore to season in 14 days.
Yeah.
So
okay.
After that, you don't have to wait. You can just throw the 69, 72, 75, whatever your RH is, even 65. You can throw, again, 1 per 25 total capacity and the cigars back in. You don't need to let it settle. You don't need to let it do anything other than start humidifying it and start storing cigars.
Great. So RH, relative humidity, correct?
Correct, relative humidity.
So it tells you exactly what you're putting in basically, and that's what your relative humidity is.
It's on the pack. We use salt. Salt is the best way to maintain relative humidity. And again, no mess, no worries.
Okay, great.
Just throw them in there.
So say, let's fast forward 14 days,
Yep.
right? We're done seasoning. So now we just take it out, correct?
Yep, take it out, throw it away, put your 69s in, take them out of the pack. Very simple. Again, 1 per 25 count.
1 per 25, very
In
important.
this humidor, we'd be using 2. I always tell people, I double everything. Because on average, you're gonna get 3 months out of this pack if you're putting the right amount in.
Yeah.
If you wanna double it,
Right.
put more in.
Sure.
Then you're
Very
gonna get
important.
anywhere from 6 to 9 months out of it.
Okay, great.
You can't over humidify with Boveda because we use salt.
That's perfect. Salt's the key.
Exactly.
So now I know you have other products like 69, 70, 72. That just comes down to personal preference.
So basically, we start all the way back at 65, and even 62 for certain people, but 62 and 65 are gonna be for those Cubans, people who live in high humidity areas, and also somebody who may want like a crisper burn on a cigar that's well oiled. So certain cigars are more oily than others, and they just don't burn well at 69 or 70%.
Right.
So we use a 65 for that. Then we have 69, which is great for all of your airtight humidors, your cooladors, winadors, Boveda acrylic humidor, Boveda humidor bag, or if you have a Tupperware. That's perfect. And that's pretty much the sweet spot where we want to keep cigars. They taste probably the best at that. And most people don't know this, but cigars are very volatile in their flavor profile between 60 and 70%. So I could put a cigar inside a 65 in an airtight, and it'll taste totally different than with the 69. So 69 again for that airtight container, or your really premium humidors like LE Blues.
Sure, high-end, very,
high-end.
absolutely.
Yeah, they hold moisture really well. Then 72 is probably where most people are going to start out with a general wood humidor. They're going to go ahead and start with the 72, the recommended 1 per 25 total capacity, and see what they get. See what they get performance-wise. If you're measuring your humidor with a hygrometer, be sure to calibrate it with the Boveda calibration kit. Because if we're not using a calibrated hygrometer, how do we know how accurate we are? That's what
Absolutely.
I always tell people.
Yeah, you gotta know what
It's like-
what your humidity is, then it's all for naught almost.
Taking a yardstick and
You
trying
know?
to measure inches with it, right?
Sure.
It just doesn't work. So make sure it's calibrated with the Boveda calibration kit. Make sure you know that it's dialed in. Then go ahead and use your 72s. If you don't like the performance out of the 72, you have 2 choices. You can double it, more packs, just be more efficient, because sometimes it's leaking so much moisture so fast that you just need to have a little bit more moisture.
Right.
Basically, I tell people it's like a car. You want to pull a 30-foot boat with a V4, or do you want to pull it with a V8?
Right.
So let's make sure we got a V8 in there.
You want
Put
the
the
V8,
right amount of packs
maybe
in
even
there.
a Hemi in there,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Let's boost it up a little bit.
Absolutely.
So for glass top humidors and humidors that aren't performing the way we want, we got the 75. That's just kind of boosting that a little bit to make sure that those 5 points that we might miss from the natural exchange of moisture,
Right.
we're going to come down those 5 points because the humidor itself is basically exchanging that moisture.
Got it.
So
now you put it in. How long typically does the Humi pack last for?
the Boveda pack will last 3 months on average. If
On
you
average.
double it, you're going to probably get 6 to 9 months.
Right, and I'm sure if you're storing your humidor in a very humid area or a very non-humid area, that will
Right.
definitely fluctuate the time, correct?
Yeah, and that's another thing. That's a good point. Like where you live is really important. So if you live in a high altitude area like Colorado, you're probably using 75s, and you got to probably use a lot of them.
Right.
So anytime you get in a situation where you find yourself not achieving what you need, you either need to double the amount of Boveda recommended, or you need to bump up in RH. So move to a higher level.
Okay, great. Now I know we also have here a mounting plate, which I know goes right into the humidor, correct?
Yep, so that mounting plate's for the 320. That's our largest pack. It slides on. We made it a metal mounting plate because of the thickness. We have about an inch to work with, a little bit more. And then we also have wood and metal holders as
Yep.
well, that you basically just slide the 60 grammer right
And
into
just
that
right in
wood.
there, and then you don't have to worry about it even being stored on the cigars. Now, you can put the Boveda pack
Yeah.
on your cigars, correct?
Yep, Boveda can touch wood, it can touch cigars. It's not going to hurt anything. It's not going to over humidify anything that it comes in contact with. The actual mounting devices are just to gain real estate, valuable real estate, right? For more cigars.
Absolutely.
Get it up into the lid.
And there's another cool thing that I want to talk about because it's your new product, the Butler.
Yeah, the Butler, that is the remote sensor. It's a hygrometer, digital, goes straight to your phone.
Straight to your phone,
So,
through an app and everything, huh?
Through the app, basically you get line graphs of exactly what's going on every hour. So you can go hourly, daily, and monthly. Now I can see what's going on inside this humidor every time I go into the app. Don't have to open it. I can set parameters, temperature parameters. So if it falls outside a specific temperature, it's going to notify me.
Okay, so you get
I can also,
notification.
I can also set the parameter for humidity. If it falls out a certain humidity, it'll notify me, which is really handy for me.
So this goes right in the humidor, right?
Yep, goes right in the humidor.
It's really tiny. Doesn't take too much space.
It's got Velcro that you can mount it. You can put it in
so
here if you want.
Perfect.
You can put it here. You can just set it in there if you want. However you want to do it.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, Rob, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
I appreciate your time. This was great.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you all for watching this video, and I hope you learned a lot, not only on Boveda products, but also how to properly season your humidor. And keep in mind, for any of your cigar needs, please visit SeriousCigars.com. Thank you.